Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Shanum.
Hi guys, I'm Tita.
And I'm Amira. So, in today's video, we'll be diving into the fascinating topic of intercultural friendship.
That's right, Amira and Tita. We will be interviewing five incredible individuals from different cultures to get their perspectives on friendships across cultural boundaries.
We will be discussing why some people prefer friends from their own culture, the benefits of developing friendship with people from different cultures, and the unique dynamics of this relationship.
So let's get started. First of all, I have to say we are thrilled to have our guest today. And so to kick things off, could each of you please introduce yourselves, tell us where you're from, and where you currently live?
I'll go first. Hello everyone, my name is Ibrahim, and I'm studying informatics in Telkom University for the past 2 years, and I'm currently in Kuwait. That's where I was born.
Hello guys, I'm Shanna. I'm from Mozambique, but I've lived in Qatar for 13 years, and I've just finished my last year of high school in around May, and I'm about to enter university, and I'll be studying tourism and hospitality management in Berlin.
My name is Simone. I'm 20. I'm studying business management in Berlin, but right now I'm currently in Mozambique.
I'm originally Filipino, but I was born and raised in the United Arab Emirates. I currently live in Dubai and I am 17.
My name is Shakila. I'm from Malaysia, but was born and raised in Qatar. But I recently moved back here for university, back to Malaysia.
All right. So thank you guys so much for your introductions. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Our first question for you guys is, do you prefer to have friends from your own culture or from other cultures, and why?
I think it's always nice to have both because especially when you're living abroad, it's nice to have people from your culture that you can relate to when you're feeling like homesick and you just want to talk about back home or eat something from back home. Your friends might have it. But obviously, having friends from other cultures is also nice that you get to taste things you never tasted or hear things you never heard and learn about things that you never knew about. So I think a good mix of both is good.
We have a bit of a bias regarding this one because I've lived outside for the most part of my life, not in my native country. So
Same.
I prefer to kind of have friends from a different culture. I don't mind, of course, having friends from the same culture, but having friends from different cultures is just a little bit more fun for me.
Yeah, I agree. I like learning about different cultures. I grew up in an international school, so a lot of my friends come from different backgrounds. I don't really have a lot of friends that are Filipino. I studied at an international school that didn't really have that much Filipinos. But I also think that having friends from your own culture is also important because it makes you more connected to your roots, I guess.
For me, I would honestly find it hard to choose between the two because it's like I mostly grew up in another country, so I'm more used to like having more international friends, and the fact that I've been away from home for such a long time. So like I think I'm more used to international, but I would also like my friends from my own culture as well.
To add on with Ibrahim, yeah, I agree with the fact that it's very biased since I did grow up in a more international background, like raised in Qatar, and it's nothing to do with the whole about Malaysia. No. It's more of the acceptance and openness of new ideas and different perspectives on things. So I think I prefer international.
Understandable.
Okay, all right. So for the next question is, what do you think are the advantages of developing intercultural friendships?
I feel like intercultural friendships is an open minder. I was a child at that time, but like I was used to be more like close minded and only believing anything that I was taught by my elders in my country. Perhaps being more open minded is better and like trying to accept things that might seem like taboo. My country
Mhm.
isn't like all that bad.
Yeah, I guess you can say it does make your perspective of life
Broader.
and
The world.
society more
Mm.
progressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, it helps you know maybe sometimes you think about something that you may think is normal but actually is problematic and offensive. And when you have friends of different cultures, they're able to explain to you like why and how it hurts other people and makes you maybe like a better person. Like you care more about
Prone to
how your
thinking,
words and
yeah.
your actions affects people.
So it increases your sense of cultural sensitivity as well,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
Yeah.
guess you can say.
And like you'll be able to appreciate and not appropriate other cultures too.
Thank you. Adding on to Shana and Simone, I think it also fosters a sense of understanding and empathy because when you're exposed to so many different cultures and religions, you begin to understand people more, you can like accept people's like differences in customs.
Yeah, I do agree with that a lot. Plus, it just gives you better perspectives. Like the more people you talk to, the more perspective you gave about things you never knew. Having wider network will just have you grow up.
I agree with all that because I feel like if I hadn't had friends from different cultures, if I wasn't exposed to like globalization, I think I would probably been very like close-minded and it would just been a cycle of believing in like negative stereotypes in like cultures.
All right, guys. Actually, I'm curious about how do you think friendship between people from different cultures differ from this between people from the same culture? Because I know you guys already uh got that to friendship, right?
Like talking about personal experience, when I came first to Indonesia, I was a lot more hard to be friends with. But there was a whole bridge thing where we had to find all the other universities in Indonesia, make friends from international students from those universities. Had me pushing my limits, and I think that I wouldn't have been able to experience that if I was still stuck in maybe Kuwait or India.
I think the difference, I think in a more unfiltered way, if I were to be friends with mainly Malaysians here, I would have hit myself more because I don't want to say judgmental, but yeah, pretty like judgmental.
I think all of Southeast Asia is very judgmental.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
seems to be like this like really strict like rules and you have to act and behave a certain way. You know?
Yeah, I think the difference between that and like being friends with someone of your own culture, I think is the tolerance. You have to
Yeah.
have that, definitely.
Being Southeast Asian, this is from my experiences back home and being around people my age. I just feel like, yeah, a lot of people are really judgmental. I think I'd have a hard time being able to express myself truly. But because I have friends from different cultures, I feel like I have more freedom doing that because there's not really like a cultural expectation to adhere
Mhm.
to.
I feel like that people from completely different backgrounds would like have different mindsets. That can at times kind of cause conflict, but it can also again be something that opens your mind. But at the same time, having friendships from like the same culture is kind of like you understand the humor already. Like you already get like the inside jokes of your culture, so it's kind of like easier to bond with others that way.
Yeah, I think it's the familiarity when
That's
you're
the
with the
familiarity.
same culture.
So, our last question for you guys is what are some of the reasons why people do not build intercultural friendships?
Maybe stigma. So maybe like before they're informed about like how most all stigmas aren't true, they could have that already opinion and think like, no, those type of people are like that. Like, nah, I can't go hang with them or something like that.
Mhm.
I think majority of the people would just be like, it's a guy from a different country, but I'm too shy, I'm too conservative to talk to them.
And I think it's also like, I don't know, for me personally, subconsciously, I would think, oh, that's a foreigner. What if I make a mistake when I speak English to them?
Yeah,
But
you'll have to be a bit cautious as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's also just like being comfortable around people of your own culture, especially if you're like really secure with your culture, like you're very connected. I think sometimes it can be daunting to be friends outside of your culture. People may be like a bit shy to approach people from other cultures. Like maybe it's something to do with like language barriers.
Yeah.
I think with like most of us having like more international backgrounds, I don't think we have a problem with mingling with different cultures. We have problems with our own cultures at time because we grew up without it. Well, I think most of us, because for me, I didn't like grow up around Malaysian culture as much and mostly international, so I never had like a problem with it. But when it came to people of, my own country, I tend to there seems to be a difference. Like that's where I was more uncomfortable at because what if I wasn't acting accordingly? What if an idea, a mindset I had was a bit too open for them? Cause I want to say like intercultural friendships, it kind of involves with different cultures and my own culture because I never grew up with it. So everything's just kind of in difference. I think to most of us kids who were raised in a country that wasn't our own native country or international schools.
Yeah.
Your mom.
Simone, I'm waiting for you. Like, why are you quiet? Stop being mysterious. You're too mysterious. Like,
No, like everyone's saying what I want to say because, like, I think it's just a universal experience. It's not like something that you feel like
Personal
alone
thing.
about. Like, I think
mm,
everyone really relates, but even if you don't say it out loud,
mm,
maybe I'm not open enough to experience other cultures, but I also didn't grow up around my culture, so I'm not really cultured enough in my culture that when I started making friends with my culture, they would laugh when I would say something wrong about our culture or I didn't know something, and I'm like, why can't you just tell me like what's funny? I
yeah.
don't get it, but whatever.
Mm.
Stuff like that. So, but then at the same time, I think I literally have like a handful of friends from my culture because I started making friends from my culture like quite late, like because of living in Qatar. And even though there was people from my culture in Qatar, I was not in the same school as where they all went to. So
You'd
I
still feel
just,
outcasted.
yeah, and I just connected more with my um like other cultured friends because it's not about, oh, like you're friends with my like your mom is friends with my mom, so I have to be your friend. Like it was just an organic, natural friendship. Yeah.
Okay, I think that concludes our interview today. Thank you all so much for sharing your insights and experience. Sorry. Sorry.
Hell,
Guys, this is formality. Please cut that
it
out of the
glitched
video.
out.
Cut that out of the video. That was
Oh, put it in,
embarrassing.
put it in. Put that face in, put
I
that
need to
face in
see
now.
that. Make a sticker out of that.
No. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think that concludes our interview today. Thank you all so much for sharing your insights and experiences with us today. It's been enlightening and amazing to hear your perspectives on intercultural friendships.
And yeah, we've learned a lot about the value of having friends from different cultures, the benefits this friendship bring, and the unique challenge that they might present.
Okay, so we hope that our discussion today has inspired you to think about your own friendship and the potential for enriching your life through the intercultural connection.
Before we wrap up, we'd like to express our gratitude to our wonderful guests for their time and openness. Your stories and thoughts have truly made this conversation special.
And to our audience, thank you for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed this discussion as much as we have.
Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the beauty of diverse friendships. Goodbye!
Bye.